Look at Monday morning, Alaska. We've got much quieter conditions which will take hold across the state this week, which is going to be improving weather for many areas across Alaska, considering that widespread activity, winds, rain, freezing rain, as well as sleet and snow that we did see last week. As far as those temperatures this morning, though, we continue to hold on to many areas of the state where we're holding on to temperatures above zero, 4 degrees in Fairbanks, 16 in Dead Horse. Now we are seeing parts of the slope as well as through portions of the interior where those temperatures have managed to slide briefly below sub-zero values, but the overall trend continues to favor warm conditions for a good portion of the state this week. We've got ridges of high pressure that have slid across the state. This is going to keep active weather out towards western and central parts of the Aleutians as well as the Bering Sea, and this is really where we're only going to continue to hold on to at least some rain, wintry mix, and winds. The rest of the state will largely stick to dry conditions as well as some sunshine, with temperatures continuing to remain on the warmer side. Now, with that ridge of high pressure across the state and those dual low pressures that we've got, one across the western Aleutians and then another one in the northern Pacific Ocean lifting north, that is leading to some gusty conditions through the Aleutians as well as through parts of southwest Alaska and through the Bering Sea. So be prepared for winds gusting anywhere from about 30 to 55 miles per hour throughout the day, with some of those strongest winds largely taking hold through the Aleutians. But that ridge of high pressure that we began to see building into the state late last week, which kept southeast on the drier side, that will continue to build in across Alaska for a good portion of this week. So what does that mean for us? More dry time. Temperatures will, for the most part, remain for each afternoon pretty much fairly uniform when it comes to that 7-day forecast for both the interior, south central, as well as southeast. Each day will bring pretty much near identical conditions, although slightly cooler by week's end. And that's all thanks to our ridge of high pressure, leading to much quieter conditions across the state, which I think many of us will appreciate this, considering how wild of a weather pattern we did see for the first week to 2 weeks of January. So continuing to hold on to that ridge, which will keep things dry. Notice those low pressure systems out towards the western and central Aleutians will build off towards the northwest, towards Russia, and that's where we're going to continue to hold on to those ongoing active conditions through a large portion of this week. Can't rule out some light rain showers out towards Kodiak and coastal regions of the Kenai, but largely expecting these dry conditions to persist for a good portion of this week. So get outdoors, soak up that sunshine as well as those warmer conditions we are seeing. And while we are going to hold on to some drier conditions this week, let's take a look at where we are sitting at when it comes to our snowfall across the state. You can see here in Anchorage for January, we are approaching 30 inches with a seasonal total just under 50 inches of snowfall accumulation, with our normal to date right around 44 inches. And you can see in Fairbanks, about a foot of snowfall has fallen this month, with this season bringing 51 inches of snow accumulation. That's about 11 inches above what we typically see for the year. And then Juneau, of course, most of southeast is where we're seeing most of that snowfall this year. 14.7 inches has fallen for the month of January, so significantly less snow accumulation than what we did see through December, where we saw that record-breaking snowfall that exceeded 80 inches. And you can see for the normal to date, we should be sitting at just under 50 inches. So we started off the season more so here in South Central with a lack of that snowfall. But as we transitioned into January, we began to see that activity picking up across the state. So many areas of the state seeing some improving conditions when it comes to that snowfall that has been gradually increasing over the last 2 weeks. So while we are going to stay on the dry side, our next big impacts continue to be this ridge of high pressure that's been building across the Gulf Coast region and through the state. This will keep temperatures near to slightly above seasonal values through at least the middle of the week. Beyond Wednesday, temperatures do begin to nose downward, but only by a few degrees each afternoon. You can see highs today expected to top out in the teens, 20s, 30s, and 40s for most of Alaska. Now still holding on to some of those cold conditions along the slope with a high of 5 degrees in Utqiagvik. If you are looking for that sunshine along the slope, January 22nd is when that sun will officially rise for Utqiagvik, which will be the first time since August. So we finally have some sun heading your way here later later this week. But in terms of that forecast, you can see there it is for Fairbanks, near identical each day when it comes to those daily highs and overnight lows. And then beyond the middle of the week, we will begin to shave off a couple of degrees each day. 9 degrees Friday, down to 2 below for the high Sunday. But you can see dry conditions will remain with us with a stretch of we'll call it a mix of sun and cloud. So about partly cloudy to partly sunny skies each afternoon. But you can notice by week's end, those temperatures will drop back below zero. Meanwhile, across South Central, same scenario. Pretty much near identical conditions each and every afternoon. Beyond Wednesday, we begin to shave off a few degrees into the weekend. You can see 22 Saturday, 18 degrees Sunday. Those overnight lows will also cool off into the teens. Nowhere near the cold that we did see for December and early January. We are back near to slightly above seasonal values across South Central. And keep in mind, even though temperatures will stay below freezing for most locations, we've got enough of the incoming solar radiation. There'll be plenty of sunshine over the next week or so across South Central. So we'll see some additional melting take place. So just be mindful of your surroundings, particularly during the afternoon as we do see some of those that snow on the roofs beginning to melt. That will lead to some icicles. Any of those weak icicles we have could fall and land somewhere around you or on you. So just be mindful and vigilant of your surroundings the next couple of days. No significant warmth expected, but we will see some additional freeze-thaw pattern taking hold across South Central. The good news is we are on the dry side. Plenty of sunshine to get outdoors. One note, if you are heading out and about, there is still that backcountry avalanche warning that remains with us through 6 a.m. tomorrow morning with the areas above, at and above tree line remaining on the high side when it comes to that avalanche danger. So travel in avalanche terrain is not advised at all. Of course, we should see improving conditions throughout the week as this ridge remains with us. We'll continue to monitor that throughout this week as well as here on the digital desk. For now, make sure you have a great Monday and enjoy the drier stretch of weather ahead.